Alright, so it's about 7:30 at night. We just pulled into our harvest host. We're at Balcones Distillery in Waco, Texas. It's about half a mile from the two silos, the whole Magnolia complex that they built here recently. Just about to get into some bourbon tastings. So flight will run you $12, pick any three. And they also have cocktails, wine, beer, and food. So we're gonna give it a shot. That's smooth. At the time of this video, it had been raining off and on for what seemed like 2 weeks. There was flooding all over the peninsula. The beach access road was washed out where the improved road met the sand. I threw the 4Runner into four-wheel drive just in case. It plowed through with no issues. The hard packed sand was saturated as well, so I had to be careful to stay high on the beach to avoid the mud. Fortunately, we found a nice open spot at the south end of the permit section. We've got about a 2-hour reprieve from the rain, although it's starting to get a little cloudy out now. So this afternoon I think what we're going to do is we're going to roll into Galveston, take the ferry from Bolivar Peninsula. It runs every 30 minutes. Ate at a local Mexican restaurant last night and they recommended some great spots to check out on Galveston. So yeah, that's what we're going to do this afternoon, and see if we can get it on film. All aboard the Galveston ferry. This thing is free. It runs every half hour, 24/7, weather dependent, and it takes you from Bolivar Peninsula over to Galveston and vice versa. So we're hopping on. Trot is not a big fan, doesn't have his sea legs, so he's really confused right now. But we're heading over to go check out Galveston Island. That guy got away from me.
The last one.
That's you. That's yours.
Since I'm not the cook.
So my only complaint about this thing is it's got like hot spots. It's not even. About that time, the Basecamp only has a 23-gallon freshwater tank. We've been at this for about 4 days. We never went to 100% full, so we've been filling it up periodically. Fortunately, Bolivar Island has these water intake stations sporadically throughout the peninsula. I keep saying island, I mean peninsula. Anyway, so $1 buys you 5 gallons. So we have one 6-gallon jug in the spout, and we have 2 5-gallon center cans that we keep with us. So we filled everything up, and this is how we dry can. Not fun. It takes a while to get everything in. Gear valve. And then stand here for about 5 minutes until the 6 gallons makes its way inside. All right, so this is our final night on Bolivar Peninsula. So far it's been a great trip. First 2 days were rainy, overcast. It wasn't looking promising, but Monday and Tuesday have proven to be great days on the beach. So as you can see, we've got a campfire in front of us, full moon behind us, and a secluded beach. So I just want to talk about the pros of Bolivar Peninsula. Just off the top of my head. So the first thing that comes to mind is the cost. If you go to the left side off the turnout, it's free. If you turn to the right, you're supposed to have a permit, which we did, just to kind of donate to the upkeep of the beach. You can pick it up at any grocery store. It was $10, and that's good for the year. But through the last 4 days, there's been maybe 1 or 2 other campers that have been on the beach. We've had it to ourselves, and I know, you're supposed to keep your dog on a leash, but when you have an entire quarter mile of beach to yourself, you let your dog off the leash and have fun, and Trot has had a blast. Usually he doesn't go in the water, but he's been jumping in the water, chasing seaweed, just having a great time. So again, cost is good. The seclusion, again, that might be just due to the fact that we've had 2 straight weeks of rain in the area. It could be due to the fact that it's during the work week. And then lastly, it's right before Memorial Day. So right before the season kicks off, talking to the locals on the peninsula, they expect it to get really busy this weekend. We've seen a lot of public works folks doing a lot of work around the beach, around the neighboring areas as well. It's close to Galveston. The ferry is actually right over there, about 2 miles down the road. It takes about 5 minutes to get there, and it's free. So it runs every 30 minutes. So on the hour, on the 30 minutes, and it's about a 15-minute ride. So back and forth between Bolivar Peninsula and Galveston. Some of the downsides. It's called Crystal Beach. It couldn't be further from the truth. It's kind of a dirty beach, so there's a lot of trash around here. And where I grew up, most beaches were carry in, carry out, so there's kind of no excuse to leave your trash behind, but people do. Some of it is actually just blowing in from the Gulf, so there is that, but we took about 20 minutes when we first got here and just kind of cleaned up the trash around the area. Another downfall is the flooding. So it rained for about 2 weeks. It was tough to get out here. The road was kind of washed out. They've been doing a lot of work on it. So not a huge deal, but it would be tough to get a normal camper on the beach. Ours has a little bit of lift, and we've got a four-wheel drive vehicle, so it wasn't too bad. Amenities. So when you go to the free part of the beach, it's almost to the end of the peninsula. So to get any groceries, gas, ice, beer, wine, stuff like that, it's about 8 miles drive from here. So it's not inconvenient, but there's not a lot around here, which is fine. So if you provision correctly, or if you provision adequately, you'll be fine. We had to make a few runs in. Since we're or boondocking, dry camping, whatever you want to say, we've got a 24-gallon tank, so we had to make a few runs into town just to get some fresh water. The grocery stores around here are touch and go as far as potable water, so we just wanted to go to a source that we knew was fresh and cost about $1 a gallon. Or I'm sorry, $1 for 5 gallons, 25 cents a gallon. Well, tomorrow we're going to be packing up and we're going to be heading towards a harvest host in College Station, Texas, on the way home. So we'll shoot some video from there and tell you how the wine is. But again, I mean, I would definitely come back here. It is a little dirty. The cost is good. Yeah, I mean, you can't really beat this. This is just, it's beach camping, and it's almost free. So yeah, we'll definitely be back. Had a great time. We'll catch you at the next stop. The Forerunner and Basecamp performed like a champ given the beach conditions. The extra lift allowed us to negotiate a rather large washout in the road. Messina Hoff Winery is the best winery we have tasted in the U.S. Central Corridor. We have found this region to be too sweet for our tastes and prefer dry reds and whites. However, they had a large selection of dry, semi-sweet, and sweet wines. The bonus was the 30 amp connection after a week of boondocking.